Alright, welcome to Beta 4 for Guild Wars 2. So this is going to be my favorite Untamed build on Guild Wars 2's Spec Beta 4. So, basically some huge changes. I covered a couple videos ago. We're not going to cover them too much here. But basically for the gear, we just have all Berserker's gear. Everything across the board's Berserker with Scholar Runes. I would run Strength and Force on my weapons. But unfortunately, we don't have Strength Runes. So I just went with Air for right now. I would, like I said, Strength and Force are the way to go, though. We're running Hammer Greatsword. There's a few combinations you could do that are really good. So, of course, you have the classic Sword Axe. That's a great one. You have Hammer Longbow, Greatsword Longbow, Sword Axe Longbow, or you could run, you know, both melee weapons. You could really run whatever you want besides Offhand Dagger, Offhand Torch. Besides that, you can run whatever the fuck you want for this. This is an open world build, so I will say though, for meta DPS, you're probably going to want to use Greatsword because it seems to do the most DPS out of all of them. That one and Hammer. Hammer got buffed and it does pretty respectable DPS in its unleashed form now. And so we're going to go ahead and just take a look at the traits here. We have Skirmishing, Beast Mastery, and of course Untamed. We're not going to go over these two, but for Untamed, Venomous Outburst will do more damage here, so 25% damage increase. Whenever my Eagle here crits, it hits for about 4,000 damage, which is really good for a pet. For like pet damage, that's fucking solid. Like that's really good. Of course, we have Natural Fortitude here, which is nice for just passive survivability, as well as being able to have an offensive-defensive mode without any sort of repercussions or negativity to Vow of the Untamed, which is super nice. I do really like Vow of the Untamed now. So the offense toggles there, so you can do more damage, and then when your pet's unleashed, you do 15% less damage technically than if you were in the other form, but you're not doing, it's not taking your base damage and decreasing it now, which is nice, so no, what is it? No trade-offs for Vow of the Untamed now, which is nice. Ferocious Symbiosis is also super fucking solid. I really like this. If you get max stacks, it's 15% more damage for both you and your pet. So that's super nice. And also the pet, and you get bonus movement speed. So your pet gets to your target a little easier, which is nice. This one is really good for defense play, and then this one's solid if you're going to be, disabling foes and stuff a lot, which could be really solid in the whenever your pet's unleashed and you're using Hammer, because if if I were to switch forms right here, we have a Cripple, there's a Daze, there's an Immobilize and Weakness, there's a Knockdown. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It reduces your recharges by a lot, so that's another trait to definitely consider. As far as the first row goes, I would definitely highly recommend doing Blinding Outburst, because that increased damage for your pet there a little bit is nice. But cantrips, if you're going to be using a lot of cantrips, this one's nice. Some barrier there, as well as this one is good if you're going to be, like I said, a lot of the times in whenever your pet's untamed. That way, you can get access to the Untamed or the tamed skills. Oh wait, never mind. I'm a fucking idiot. This one's not really good, actually, at all. I guess it's good for applying more vulnerability with, Maul. You go Maul, hit Bash, and then Maul. And then, you get, 15 vulnerability off of that. But I don't know. I just really like Blinding Outburst personally. That's just the trait that I prefer over all of them. But anyway, those are the traits. And for the skills, I really like Pearliest Gift because it's a pretty big heal, as well as Exploding Spores here. So what's really cool is whenever you are, you might actually, whenever you use this, want to switch on over to your pet being untamed just for the heal skill. If you're not already, because you grant stability, which is really good. I mean, 3 seconds of stability there for the heal skill is actually kind of solid, so you might want to switch, considering it's on a 1 second cooldown now. And so you have Exploding Spores. I like this one. More might or protection, as well as some poison damage and some solid regular damage. You have increased the ferocity of your pet, obviously, Wild, Signet of the Wild here. Quickening Zephyr, which can be replaced by Nature's Binding if you want, because whenever you're untamed or unleashed, you get quickness there. But there's obviously a lot of other ones you could run. You can run Frost Trap, you can run Signet of the Stone, you can run Lightning Reflexes, Frost Trap, Protect Me, Sick 'em. You can run Mutate Conditions as a Stun Break. Really solid options here now, as well as this one actually giving you 6 seconds of Fury. So I guess that's worth noting. I guess, sort of, it's worth noting. It's not really that big of a deal. It's not like you're going to be using it just for the Fury, but just wanted to note that. Strength of the Pack for more damage. Force Fortification and Solid for defensive play as well. But most of the time I stick to Strength of the Pack because in this game offense is the best defense. If you are super high offensively and you're good at pressing buttons, you will go down very rarely. And watch me go down against this boss over here. So basically, I always like to start off as Untamed, and hopefully this guy won't get in the way. I'm going to wait for this guy, actually, to leave. So we'll show off a little bit. You know how much damage is actually... Oh, wow, I fucked that up. So let's go ahead and just... Fucking hell. Did this guy leave yet? Or... I want to solo this boss. Okay, I think he left. What is my... Oh, my pet's right there. I thought my pet went around the corner. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Okay, so I'll show you guys the overall like rotation for this that I've come up with. So I basically use all my pet skills here, and then I switch, use my ambush skill. I'll go ahead and use that skill as well. And we're getting... Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, we got absolutely butt fucked. So now... this boss is one of the harder Path of Fire bosses. And we died. Wonderful. I was about to be able to get my pet to res me. That's obviously not a good example. But, I mean, you saw our damage was pretty high there. We got, you know, pretty good amounts of damage going on. Alright, let's try and give him another shot. Let's see if we can dodge around a little bit, not just stand in place like we did last time. And you know what? When we're doing our pet, we'll be from a range as well. We'll do that. Okay. Alright. Push the greatsword. Try and get behind him. There we go. So, bursty, really, really bursty, high burst damage. And it's just really solid just for damage capabilities of it. Is it as good as Soul Beast? Not really. But it's still really fucking solid. We'll go ahead and test it out against regular Choyo. We have a veteran Choyo up there. And I mean, it melts these guys pretty quickly, the hammer. And get stopped here. And we'll test it out against the veteran Choyo right there. So yeah, pretty good. It's definitely better than it was last time, that's for sure. But is it really like gonna be meta? I don't really know. I mean, I'm personally gonna use the shit out of it, mainly because you play with the pet, and I like that. I like being able to mess around with my pet instead of sucking it in 24/7. But yeah, I think that's probably gonna cover it. I don't think there's really anything else to talk about with Untamed. Overall, I would give it like a solid 7.5 out of 10. I think it's a really solid elite spec. You know, out of like powerfulness at least. For me, honestly, it's like a 9 or a 10. And I know I seemed like really excited in my last one. Guys, it's because I don't like Soul Beast. I fucking hate Soul Beast. I just run Coal Ranger all the time. So if I have an opportunity to be able to play side by side with my pet as an elite spec and not, you know, nerf it or suck it in or whatever, yeah, I'm gonna like it. So I definitely do really, really like Untamed. And it seemed like some people kind of, you know, misunderstood that last video. So I figured I would clear that up here. But anyway, that's going to cover it, and peace.